Living the American dream often includes home ownership. It's even more special if you get to have a new home custom built. Everything is new. Every inch of your home is just the way you've always wanted it. It's your dream home.
That dream, though, can very quickly turn into a nightmare if you don't take one very simple step before you sign the dotted line. And that would be an independent home inspection. Well, somebody who knows all about that is this gentleman right here. He knows firsthand. This is the general manager of AmeriSpec, Robert Axselle. Thanks for joining us today.
It's my great pleasure, friends. Thanks for having me
this afternoon. Okay, so, I mean, we're talking new homes, right?
New homes.
It's a new home. You don't really need an inspection, do you?
Everything's new.
Well, it's interesting, but you have a lot of turnover in builders. Their labor force is constantly changing. Their superintendents change, and even though they're trying to deliver a consistent product, there's just a lot of inherent challenges that come in that business. And the code enforcers are often overworked, so sometimes they might not be doing a job that they can do to the best of their ability. So there's just a lot of challenges in the industry. And since we have a lot of experts on our team with decades of years of experience, we know exactly what we're looking for. We'll go through a few of those things today and just show some people how important it is. You don't want to pay $500,000, $800,000 for a brand new home and then all of a sudden have issues with your roof or your foundation, sloping floors a few years from now. I mean, there's just so many things that can go wrong. We look at over 400 aspects of the home. We have 4 phases of inspections that we typically do, depending on how the builder builds, and we can come out there and make sure that everything is appropriately done so that you get what you actually paid for. They're delivering on the promises, and we're not.
That's a big deal right there.
Yes, and you have, I mean, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You have some pictures that we want to show of some examples of issues.
Yes, we
and
have
this first
some
one here, do you see it? I see it.
Tell us what is that we're looking at?
So we're looking at a support beam underneath of a floor. That's in a crawl space.
Gotcha.
And as you can see there's a bunch of shims missing. We can stick our whole hand in there and still pull our hand back out. So what's going to happen there is without proper shim, that beam's going to probably wind up sagging over time. So
and there goes the floor.
And your floor is going to be sloped. So that's your challenge with that one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. So we've got some other ones. This one is a lally column out of plumb, and so a lally column is typically put in a basement or crawl space area for additional support areas. And it supports the beams.
Yeah.
And if it's not exactly plumb, which is 90-degree vertical, then you're going to have some similar problems. It's going to slope your floors. It's going to settle. It's going to give.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's this next one here?
So this one's interesting.
Oh,
this is a cut gusset plate. This is a roof truss. And for those of you that don't know,
so we're inside the attic here.
Yes.
We're looking at the truss of the roof.
Yes.
And the metal thing there is the gusset plate.
That's called a gusset plate, yes, sir. And that is completely cut through. And that's not something you can just grab another gusset plate and hammer up there. For those that don't know, a roof truss is manufactured by a roof truss engineer. Those gusset plates are pressed in with the big machine. And so what happens is if you need to repair that, it gets very complicated. There's a few ways that they can do it, but an engineer has to sign off on how the repair has been done. So they have completely cut through that gusset. It's no longer going to perform its intended function. And if you don't know to look for that, your roof's going to be sloping in that area. All you need is some vibration for that to move from side to side. And next thing you know, your beautiful $500,000, $800,000 house needs major repairs with the roof.
Wow.
There you go. Okay, so what's this next one here? Oh yeah, this. What is it?
So this is the top of a lally column that has not been secured to the beam. So you're supposed to have some screws in those holes there, and then depending on if it's a wood beam or a metal beam, there's certain ways that it's supposed to be tied in there. But in this particular case, the top wasn't done, nor was the bottom done. So this could just slide right out of there and fall down. Again, you know, this is your foundation.
Okay, so it's been a long time since I've had a new house, but I do remember the county brought in inspectors.
Yes, they do.
I mean, isn't that enough?
It's not enough. Sometimes they're overworked. They're trying to get through houses as quickly as they can. There are a lot of things that just don't necessarily happen the way that they're supposed to. And we also look at a lot of different things than what the county does. County's looking for a certain few things in codes. We're not code inspectors, but we do cite code every now and again, depending on what the exact issue is. For instance, if something's too high or your spindles are too far apart, safety issues. You don't want children or animals falling through if your spindles are too far apart on a second floor. You don't
Right.
want people falling off an over 30-inch high platform and hurting themselves. So.
You were the victim of some new home construction.
Yes, I was a victim of new construction before I got into this business. Unfortunately, my front door was not flashed properly, and after about 5 or 6 years of being there, had moisture penetration, wood rot, cost me many thousands of dollars to replace that
Wow.
new door.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to it than that, but we won't bore everyone with
You
all
got
the
some
details.
stories.
Yes, sir.
Robert Axselle, General Manager with AmeriSpec Inspection Services. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's
Always my
eye-opening.
great pleasure, friends.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time.